Alrighty, going to do a video here. People are wanting to know how to add the graphics file. And let me close this down right here. This is something I'm working on. Okay. Basically what you need to do is, first of all, we go to the website. And let's see where we're at right here. What you want to do is you want to download this right here. You'll click on the model pack. It's going to bring you to this right here. We're going to be looking for the model pack. If you've been here before and you're not getting, if it does not say model pack, refresh your page, because sometimes I have a problem with the internet not refreshing my page when I come back here after I've changed a link or something like that. And what we'll want to do, we're looking for the model pack 15.02 megabyte. Make sure it says that. If not, refresh your page so it will show the newest excuse me, the newest pack. So we're going to download this, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put it somewhere. Yeah, I'll put it in here. I'm going to put it in my C downloads 2, and oh, that's another one. Yeah, I'm just going to put it in regular downloads. Okay, so I'm going to save this. Okay, it's already downloaded, so we'll get rid of that. And quickly I'm just going to pull up a window and go straight to my downloads page. I got quick links over here to where all this stuff is, and let's find it. Modelpack.rar. So we're just going to right click on this, and we're going to say open with WinRAR, and this is what you're looking at. You're going to see ARC stuff and mapping.txt. The ARC stuff has some things I'm working on that are not in, the models are not put in and all, but they're in here, they're just not put in yet. And some of the stuff is in, like the hitching post, have the single and the regular hitching post. Some of the stuff is already added in. And what happens is once these models are put in, as you can see, I got my own file. Let's get back in here. I got my own file system, and it goes through their own folders. And let's just take a look at this so you'll understand this more. The mapping.txt. What that is, and I should have one on the desktop somewhere. And apparently I don't. Yeah, there it is. Because this is what I zipped up right here, is this folder and that. What the mapping text does, and I'll explain this, is if I go into Notepad, as you can see right here, I have this line automatically in here, and this starts telling where basically this gets a piece of information out of the code, and I'll show you where that's at in the code. If we go down here, it grabs this right here, and this is what tells it. This tells it what it's looking for. This is this line of code here. So if we go back over here, that's this right here. Then to tell it where it's at in the folder system, it has to do this right here. Alright, so this is what we're looking for. So now when we go to, let's just do a search for wagons real quick, and I'll show you what I mean by this. Excuse me. Alright, here's our wagons. Now here's the wagon code. This already existed. I did not have to add this in. This was already here. What I did have to add in though was this right here. See, in the regular one you just need this, and then it jumps down to this line right here, the unfinished model. And then in the code, without having to rewrite all the code and everything, I just simply change the mapping.txt file, and I just basically add unfinished to each one of these right here, and tell it to use the wagon unfinished. Of course, they're using new WAM format, so basically it just says use transports wagon unfinished WAM, and all that's telling it to do is go to this and use this model right here. And in the code, this is done somewhere else in the code, but without having to change the code, I can just change the mapping.txt file and tell it, okay, for each one of these that we just added, we're going to use, for an unfinished model, we're going to use this model right here. And that's what that's doing actually. So we got it open. What you want to do is you want to have it open, and then we're going to go to our, you want to go to wherever your Worm Unlimited is located. I have my Steam on E drive, so I'm going to go to E. I go to Steam. Then you want to go to your Steam apps, your common folder, and then here's where all your games are. A lot of you are already familiar where Steam puts your games at. So we're going to go to the Worm Unlimited. We're working with the client, not the server. So we're going to go into our Worm Unlimited folder. And like I said, we're working with the client, not the server. And this is another server file that it puts in your system. We're going to the Worm Launcher. In here, we're going to click on Packs. And this is where our graphics.jar, player-made kingdoms.jar, and sounds.jar is. We want our graphics.jar. So we're going to right click on this. I'm going to say open with WinRAR or WinZip. Now that we got this in here, as you can see, this folder already exists in mine. What you're replacing is you're adding my folder, which has my specific models in it, and then you're changing this mapping.txt file right here. So all we need to do is, you know that if you drag straight in here over top of folders, it's going to add it to the folder, and we don't need that. We want to add it specifically to the folder that we're in. So we'll scroll down to the very bottom, because we want to get away from dragging over top of the folders. And we're just going to select both of these files. We're going to drag them down over top of all these down here, because they won't go into these files. And we're going to say add and replace files. And we give it a minute. And we're done. And all that did was it just added this stuff in. Alrighty. So we can close that down. Crank up a private server here. I don't need to crank the private server. I already got it live, so I'm just going to click on this right here. Launch the game launcher. And go to our server. Now while we're down here, as you can see, I brought one of these in earlier. There's one of the wagons. There's one of the other wagons. There's the single hitching post, the regular hitching post. We go in here. There's the barrel. Right there is the large birchwood antique table. There is the new dinner table, and we got one more. And this model's actually going to change, so here. Yep, this one's going to change as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this right here. I'm going to drop this down. As you can see, this model doesn't need a stand or anything to sit in air in 3D space. So basically this model is going to change to this model, but this model is not finished yet. That's why I've just got the basic texture. I was using the texture file from this model right here, but that's because I didn't make my own texture yet. And so these two cabinets both have this texture from the bookcase, which I am, oh, let me get over here. I'm making my own texture file for it, and I'm just not done yet. I got some anomalies right here I got to fix. As you can see, the shading of the triangulation right here, this has to be fixed. But once this is fixed, this will be the actual texture once I get it completed. But for now, it's actually showing up on the bottom one. I just not finished the texture yet. And that's how you do it. If you have any problems, just let me know in game.